In this video, I'm going to be painting up the Graveguard for Soulblight Gravelords and Curse City Nemesis. I'm also going to be painting up this handsome guy, the Wight King. I start out with my usual zenithal highlight of black primer followed by white primer. I first make sure that everything is covered by black primer, and then I zenithal highlight with white primer at a constant 30-degree angle all the way around. I start with the lightest Army Painter speed paints first, which is Palette Bone. This goes on all the faces, the arms, and also the lower backs and the necks of each of the models. I also applied this onto the trumpet for the musician. Hardened leather speed paint goes on the backs of all the shields, and also for some of the shields there is some exposed wood in the front. I apply it to those areas as well. I apply some of this brown onto the fur on top of the Wight King's cloak. Slaughter Red speed paint comes next. This goes on all the fronts of the shields and also part of each of the Graveguard's garments. I also use this as the main color for the banner. I really enjoy using this Slaughter Red color. It is a very deep, rich red, which is very similar to Dragon Red in the Army Painter line. This Slaughter Red also goes on the cloak of the Wight King. I next use Grim Black speed paint, and this goes on the remaining lower garments of the Graveguard. I also use this Grim Black speed paint on the staff of the banner. I apply Gravelord Grey speed paint in only one area, which is this fallen pillar on the Wight King's base. Moving on to metallics, I switch to gunmetal and I apply this on all the swords, the helmets, the various armor plates. And I also use it to dress up any of the emblems on the shields. The armored boots. And the axes on some of the figures. I painted most of the Wight King's armor silver as well. Onward to Greedy Gold, I put this as an accent color on all the hilts and pommels of each of the swords. The sigil at the top of the banner got painted gold, and I made the seneschal a little bit more special by painting his helmet as well as the emblem on his shield gold. The Wight King's crown is obviously gold, and to make him stand out, I painted the emblem on his shield gold. I also picked certain armor plates, and then the two emblems on his cloak were gold as well. I used leather brown acrylic paint, and this goes onto all the straps at the bottom of the Graveguards. On the Wight King, I applied this onto the straps by his waist and also the handles on his shield. I next apply strong tone wash onto any area that I did not use speed paint on. This is mainly going to be all the armor plates, the helmets, the swords and axes, and all the various emblems on the banner as well as on the shield. Next, I use some freehand to apply this crest of Ulfenkarn onto the banner. I grab a small thin detailing brush and some matte white paint, and I go ahead and carefully apply simple shapes onto the banner and slowly build it up into the shape of the crest as I go along. After this, all the painting is done and all that's left is basing. I put some Elmer's glue onto the base, spread it around with an old brush, and then apply flocking or basing material onto the Elmer's glue and it'll stick in place. I cleaned the rims of the bases up with some black primer and varnished my models to protect them. After that, I was all done. These 11 models took me about 2 hours to paint. I hope this helps you paint up your Soulblight Gravelords or Curse City Nemesis models faster, and I hope to see you in the next video. I will be painting the Vargheist and the Necromancer next.